The sky was burning. The clouds red with twisted fire. Lightning moving across them. And they descended upon everything. Like a furious battle between God and Satan, good and evil. Like a fire vortex.
Good evening, Rocket League fans. It's your boy Rye Dog of Timbers Army here in the booth. We've got a super doubleheader tonight. Big implications for both matches. So please stick around for the second match after this one. But of course, we got to start with Steel Army versus B&G Old Timers. So there's a lot that we want to say about this match, but this match is going to kick off here very shortly. So bear with us here. But I'll probably say it about 50 times over the course of this series that this is basically the title decider match in the championship. These are the two best teams in the championship. We've got Steel Army on 30 points. We've got B&G Old Timers on 29 points. There's the live tables. Thank you, Maz. Right now, and so this could get very interesting very quickly. Of course, if Steel Army, I think if they sweep, I think it's theirs, is the correct statement. But if B&G gets some points, we have a week 10 matchup that could influence some things. So very interesting match tonight. So Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And of course, later tonight, you don't want to miss it either. We've got number 2 versus number 3 there on the left-hand side of your screen. ECRC taking on Cauldron there. So big title implications for that match as well. But we're going to take a look at kind of the game schedule from match day 10 so far. So we've already had Rebellion and EC Eternal play yesterday. And we had Rebellion coming out on top of that. Sneaky good team they are. And of course, we have KC Cauldron and ECRC scheduled for later tonight. And then, of course, the match day 10 there on the right side of your screen. We're not going to worry about those this week. That'll be probably in 2 weeks, because I think we've got a cup week in between that one. So don't worry about those ones on the right. But yeah, we've got our teams in the lobby, so we're gonna start here pretty quickly. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna pull up the stream here on the other monitor. Here we go. Yeah, so as Matt says in the chat, yep, Steel Army are the champs if they sweep. B&G are still in it if they at least win one game. So obviously for B&G, just win one game and you're kind of at least you've done the minimum that you need to do against the Steel Army team. But of course, anything more than that is even better, as we're gonna get our teams here in the lobby. Should be a very exciting match. Here we go, game 1. We've got Christian the Plumber, Squizzball, and Saikugo for Black Army, Debit, Bear Blitz, and Raisin Boy for Steel Army. So the battle of the armies here in the championship to essentially determine the championship. Like I said, there are some week 10 scenarios that could happen, as that's going to be a miss from Raisin Boy and none other than probably the MVP of the championship. It's Mr. Plumber. It's going to get the boys from LAFC on the board first. Just a miss from Raisin Boy. I don't think Raisin Boy realized he had more time than he did, and it caused him to not have enough boost and to completely whiff the ball. And it's a great start if you are an LAFC fan. But here comes Debit right off the kickoff. Gonna go for a double tap. Can't quite get it. It's a bump in net. It's a super team play from the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, as Bear Blitz sends Saikugo to the back wall. Debit off the backboard, and Raisin Boy says thank you very much. And that lead did not last very long for Black Army. So we'll see how both teams respond after trading blows early. You can see maybe the strategy here for Steel Army is to maybe get a little bit physical, as that ball is going to be played across. Squizzball. Oh, Plumber's actually going to save this out. He was kind of in a weird spot with no boost, and it's going to be a missed opportunity. But once again, it's B&G on the attack, and Saikugo this time is going to reap the rewards of Squizzball. Squizzball just staying with the play. Raisin Boy, not sure what he was trying to do there. I don't think he wanted to get that touch across, and Squizzball just says, thank you very much. I'm going to play this over to Saikugo. We're not even 1 minute in, and we've got 3 goals, which is absolutely crazy. And if we're at this pace, we're going to match the amount of goals that were in the France-Spain game. If you guys were watching that earlier, a little Nations League action, that was just absolutely crazy. But nonetheless, we are finally at the 1 minute mark, and it's going to be B&G Old Timers having the advantage so far, as we see Bear Blitz is going to play this out to the corner, and here comes Mr. MVP. Christian the Plumber wanted that boost, but Debit steals it just in time. It's going to be a double commit out of B&G, but it's not going to reap anything for Steel Army, as we see Raisin Boy going to try and play this out. Saikugo just kind of hanging around and causing chaos, but it's going to be cleared out by Bear Blitz. This one's going to go off the backboard. Debit is up. Can he get the bounce shot? He can. There's absolute carnage in the net. And Debit says, thank you very much. I'm just going to put this on target. Raisin Boy goes for, we'll call it a fake. And Bear Blitz, being the demo man that he is, gets the demo to level it at 2. What a play. So once again, we are level in this basically championship match, as once again it's another demo, and Bear Blitz this time is gonna tap it in. I think we're starting to see the gameplay, or the game plan rather, for Steel Army. It's, hey, we can score if there's no defenders on the field. So yeah, if you're a Black Army fan, you gotta be hoping that they can not connect on some demos, as Debit's gonna play this in the middle. Try and get another insurance goal, but nothing coming out this time. The ball's gonna fall right to Saikugo, just kind of plays it off to the corner. Things maybe start to stabilize after that kickoff, but what a flurry from Steel Army to get this one back 2-1, as we see we'll call it a tactical fake from Debit. Ball gets cleared out again. Just a little bit of ping pong, as I said, things are trying to settle down, as Raisin Boy, another really uncharacteristic miss from him, is allowing Black and Gold to stay on the attack, but it's going to be just a 50 outright to Debit. He's going to play this behind Squizzball. It's going to be really awkward. Saikugo! Anybody want to explain to me what just happened here in chat? Debit plays this across, and I think he thought Debit was going to hit this into Saikugo, who's going to 50 it kind of off to the backboard. Okay, very good. Insurance goal achieved for Steel Army, but this ball is going right back off to the backboard, as B&G are going to start their attack again. Saikugo, I think that was a double commit coming out from Steel Army. That net is open. Squizzball, it's going to be an insane save from Debit. Christian the Plumber, can he get back to it? No. Another Raisin Boy miss, which is something we're going to have to watch over the course of the series. It's going to be Debit slowing it down this time and trying to lead the attack here for Steel Army once again. Raisin Boy this time into the corner with Squizzball, as everybody seems to kind of retreat, as Debit will come in this time. It's going to be super awkward for Squizzball with no boost. Debit will call it a bump. Bear Blitz goes, and that's a big clearance from Christian the Plumber. Raisin Boy's last back has to play this out to the corner. Is somebody back? They are. It's Debit who gets team bumped by his own teammate, but it's not going to cause any problems. But that's going to cause problems. That's, I think, the third or fourth miss from Raisin Boy. Like I said, just super uncharacteristic of him. I think he's just rushing a little bit too much, if I'm honest. He's going to try and get a flick over the MVP candidate, but nothing doing this time. This ball's going to be played in the middle, but nobody's going to follow up for Steel Army. Instead, it's going to be Squizzball off the ceiling. Debit comes out of nowhere, WWE style, and says, not a chance. That ball is going to stall out in the end. Squizzball is going to get demoed by Bear Blitz. Saikugo is going to get demoed by Bear Blitz, but it's a double commit. Once again, coming out from Steel Army, so nothing doing this time, as Debit's going to pick up the boost in turn. Saikugo doesn't have boost to challenge this Debit. Can he get back to this? He can. Once again, it's another double commit, though, but Bear Blitz is going to stay on this. Into the middle. Debit, can he get there? He can. There was no defender for Black Army, and if there were, it was... I keep calling him Black Army. It's B&G Old Timers. Yeah, Squizzball on the backboard just didn't have any boost. And so it's another insurance goal. Fives and twos on the scoreboard for Steel Army, and that one's going to be a 6. This Raisin Boy this time, and that might be the nail in the coffin for game 1. It's important to note, friends in the chat, thank you for showing up. Caesar, thank you sir, hope your knee's doing well, is that this game is being played on East, US East, and so that, of course, that favors Steel Army. We'll see how that kind of affects the B&G boys for the course of the series, because of course they don't want to play like TA on East Ping. That is not very good, as Bear Blitz is going to go up this time. I think there's nobody challenging. Christian the Plumber's very patient in net, as these last 30 seconds might just be a formality in the end. Wizzball is going to play this. Bear Blitz needs to get a touch and does, but all three BNG players are in the blue half right now, trying to at least get a little bit of offense going into this game too. Squizzball, can he get a touch? He can. No double there, as Debit is going to 50 this one out. And yes, these last few seconds are going to just be a formality. Can Debit get another one? He can't, but it's going to be 6-2 Steel Army over BNG Old Timers here in game one. What a start if you're Steel Army. Of course, well, like I said, I'm going to keep saying it over and over and over again over the course of this series, is that if Steel Army sweep BNG, they've won the championship. So very, very high implications for Steel Army. Of course, they want to do it on their home turf. But yeah, I mean, you guys can see the scores. You guys are seeing in chat. Debit Gavin his Lamine Yamal impression. Caesar, I love that reference. And yeah, Christian right now looking like Mbappe needs to figure out PSG Mbappe. Or what's that young kid from PSG who scored all the goals? That like 19-year-old. He's crazy. He's crazy good. That's who Christian the Plumber needs to turn into if they want to come back in the series. And of course, yeah, so obviously sweep for Steel Army means victory, but if BNG win one game, they win one game, that means they're still alive and will play for everything next week. So yes, thank you, Maz. Yeah, that guy's nasty. And Pablo, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, that guy is actually nasty. So nonetheless, here we go. Steel Army and BNG game 2 on, in my opinion, the best map in the game, Forbidden Temple. As are we going to see any substitutes or anything like that? Doesn't look like it. Truthfully, these are the top 3 lineups for each team, so we'll see how they do going into this game 2. Here we go. It's going to start out with BNG once again on the attack, and once again, like game 1, it's Squizzball this time. Getting on the score sheet, 4 seconds in, Bear Blitz goes up. Squizzball was already at the ball. And that's exactly the start that you want if you're an BNG fan. Saikugo once again is going to play this, and that's 2! Unbelievable start for BNG. It's just a little miscommunication. Raisin Boy wasn't sure to go for the boost or not. And Bear Blitz cheats up near post. And I agree, poked the bear indeed. As can Steel Army now stabilize on kickoff. It's going to be Squizzball. It's going to be taken away by Raisin Boy for Steel Army. You can see Bear Blitz trying to go for those demos. This ball's going to float up and get pinched out by BNG, as Bear Blitz is going to pick up the boost and turn. Bear Blitz going to get it by Squizzball. He can't. Christian the Plumber up, and that's going to be a double commit. Is anybody there for Steel Army? It's going to be Debit. He's going to play it off to the side, but nobody there is this time. Raisin Boy is going to just try and play Destructor right now. Bear Blitz is going to come in, take the ball, but Saikugo is going to clear this out. Bear Blitz didn't really have boosts, as we see Raisin Boy just playing it into the middle. Nothing doing this time. He's going to get another touch on this, as Debit's going to control. Can there be a demo? It's going to be a, we'll call it a calculated pass back from Squizzball, who's going to clear this off to the side. Bear Blitz, not the touch he wants. That's going to cause Raisin Boy to head back. Once again, Squizzball having no boost for BNG, as we see Christian the Plumber getting a demo on the recently boosted Debit. So that's going to cause some problems here for Steel Army. It's going to be a backflip in it. I don't know if it was a save, a bump, or what have you, but that ball should have been in it. It wasn't. So you see Debit, that net is going to be open right now. I think the LAFC boys were looking for boost, and they finally get the goal. Steel Army. It's a double commit from Christian the Plumber and Saikugo, and unfortunately Squizzball, I think, was just getting boost and nowhere to be found. And so after the quick offensive flurry from B&G, it's been very slow since then, as we see Razor Boy completely winning this kickoff. He was a calculated. Nonetheless, it's going to be just, it's a little bit panicky right now for B&G. They seem a little bit off their game after scoring those 2 quick goals. A lot of double commits as Raisin Boy is going to keep this in. Christian the Plumber doesn't have boost, but he's going to get by 1. Debit gets by the 2nd, and that net is open again! The demos right now for Steel Army are keeping them in this series. What a demo by Bear Blitz. And Debit just says, thank you very much. I will carry this into the net. What a duo they are. Bear Blitz and Debit. And after what looked to be in the first 10 seconds, a quick 2 goals from B&G. It's going to be 2 back for Steel Army as we finally see another shot coming out from Christian the Plumber. Bear Blitz doesn't get the touch that he wants. It's going to leave Debit stranded. Saikugo is going to play this in the middle. Is anybody up? It's Bear Blitz. What a touch to kind of make it super awkward for B&G as we finally stall out in the midfield a little bit. Here comes MVP, Christian the Plumber. Bear Blitz is going to go up, and it's going to be a double commit with, I don't know who it was. But Christian the Plumber says, yeah, I work out. It was Bear Blitz and Raisin Boy. And that lead is restored for B&G. Of course, we'll see how Steel Army responded. They respond very quickly with a shot from Raisin Boy. It's not going to go in this time. Good defense, as that's going to be a whiff out. Raisin Boy, can he get this touch on target? No, Bear Blitz is going to go up and stall everything out. I feel like I'm out of breath. This series has been electrifying so far. Debit, Raisin Boy is going to turn on this. Christian the Plumber doesn't have any boost. Finally picks up the corner, but is forced to play more defense. Another demo from Raisin Boy is going to just clear things out. But nothing this time, as Raisin Boy and Debit are going to combine to clear this one out on the side. Raisin Boy is going to try and get it by Saikugo, but Saikugo puts his big Fennec in the way. Debit trying to go for another boost, or another bump rather, but I think connecting this time. Bear Blitz, can he get this ball? No, it's going to be just an awkward bounce off of everything. Raisin Boy can't get the touch that he wants. Debit's going to come in this time. What a touch from Debit. Raisin Boy comes in, but nothing doing this time. Once again, Christian the Plumber, MVP candidate, doesn't have any boost in the tank, but wins a really good 50 as we almost approach the 1 minute left mark here in this game 2. Once again, this game is everything for B&G. If they can kind of solidify that they will last another day in the season for a shot at the championship next week, this is it. As we see a Saikugo demo this time. Debit doesn't get the touch. Squizzball keeps it in. Raisin Boy doesn't have any boost, so they can't get the clearance out they want. Raisin Boy leaves it for Bear Blitz. That one's going to go off the backboard. Christian the Plumber gets there in time. Debit back in. It's go time. If you are a fan of Steel Army, as we see Raisin Boy, oh, probably wanted that off the ceiling, but didn't quite get it. Bear Blitz is going to play this in the middle, but oh, some backflips coming out from B&G as Bear Blitz is going to get this one on target, and Christian the Plumber there in the meantime. Saikugo clears it out, and Raisin Boy's beat. This net is open. Can Saikugo get there? He can. And with that goal, that might keep them alive in the championship. This is everything right now for Steel Army on kickoff. Bear Blitz is going to fake this out, but Saikugo is already there. As we see Raisin Boy is going to try and play this in the middle. Debit just goes, because why not? But I think that's going to do it. B&G survive game 2 and have, as we see a 5th come in from Squizzball, but they are alive and well in the championship. As we will not see a champion tonight. We will not see a champion tonight, according to my sources, which is literally mass. So we kind of see a script flip, if you will, with all of the goals Game 1, 6-2, Steel Army. Game 2, 5-2, B&G. As we see Plumber doing Plumber things, making his case for MVP. But yeah, it was just a little bit discombobulated, I think, for Steel Army. And honestly, I think they didn't start the way they did. I think obviously it's a closer game, but I think maybe a few things maybe go their way a little bit more. Maybe they take this game too, but nonetheless, like I said, we are not going to see a champion tonight. So the trophy is going to be packed up, and we're going to move it. We'll move it somewhere for next week. But yeah, just a little bit of miscommunications, double commits galore coming out really from both teams, but I think you really saw it highlighted in game 1. B&G had a lot of double commits, and I think in this game 2 you saw a lot of double commits come out of Steel Army. So is that the key? Is that the key to win? Is just to demo and cause the other team to double commit? Maybe. As here we go, we're going into game 3, and I just realized I should probably have my Discord up so I can see things. As Debit just gonna try and go into the Squizzball with a huge win to start out game 3, but nothing doing this time for the B&G boys. Saikugo smartly plays this back. Oh, Squizzball wanted that so bad. But it's going to be a demo from Debit. And a 50 coming out from Bear Blitz. This is going to be really awkward. It's going to be another good win from them as Plumber's just going to kind of clear this out. Razor Boy doesn't have boost. Of course, Squizzball doesn't know that. We do because we have the circles. The boost circles as Debit clears this one away. Squizzball and Saikugo both go. Debit's going to go up for this one. He is by himself. Squizzball, he's going to fake him out. Christian the Plumber, goodness, was there, but the boy's going to play this in the middle. Is there a Steel Army member there? There's actually two, kind of in the same spot, and so nothing doing this time. Squizzball's going to do a really good job and keep this down for Christian the Plumber. Saikugo is behind with boost, and I'm sure that is the comms, but what a save from Raisin Boy. There's kind of another double commit there from Steel Army, so a little bit uncharacteristic from them as we see Debit getting an NA clear off the ceiling and not actually clearing the ball. Raisin Boy this time will send it far and wide, and I think you can see the strategy here for B&G is very much a counter-attack kind of game as Debit's not going to get the touch this time. Saikugo can't get the shot in. It's Raisin Boy bailing out his teammates. Ball once again is going to go off the backboard. Christian the Plumber. It had to be him. 1-0 B&G. Squizzball once again, who's playing honestly out of this world this series. He's going to put it by Steel Army. But yeah, if you're a Steel Army fan, you are wondering what the heck is going on and where that game 1 performance went. They absolutely need it. Bearblood's going to take control and the boost. Can he get a light touch out to Raisin Boy? Raisin Boy's just way too close for that one. Bearblood's just going to try and play this off to the side as we see a double demo come out from Raisin Boy and Squizzball. Here comes MVP Christian the Plumber. Nothing doing this time. Raisin Boy, once again, another miss. Maybe that's a signal game 1. I think he had 3 or 4 key misses in game 1, but maybe that's actually a good thing as Debit's going to try and squeeze this one on target. Raisin Boy doesn't have the boost to get back to this. Debit is going to turn for this, but Squizzball's going to beat him. Ball to the corner. Raisin Boy, another miss, but that's okay. Christian the Plumber, what a save from Bearblood's going to get back to this. No, it's a fake. Christian the Plumber goes top shelf. The IQ is unbelievable. What a save from Bearblitz. And Bearblitz thought another one was coming. We'll call it a fake from Saikugo. And Plumber just sticks it top shelf away from Debit. And so it's a 2-0 lead for B&G, trying to solidify themselves in the series. And yeah, like I said, if you're a Steel Army fan, you're wondering where the offense went. You are sitting back on defense way too much. As you see Saikugo and Squizzball, we'll call it a fake as Raisin Boy's just going to play this out. He's got to keep that close. I digress. It's going to be a huge miss from B&G. And that one's just going to sneak in from Raisin Boy. Who was it? Squizzball. Oh, unfortunate. You could tell he hit the brakes and then spun out a little bit and didn't get the touch that he wanted. So that's a lifeline for Steel Army. Ball is going to go into the corner. Squizzball and Saikugo both commit, but it is going to be MVP. Christian the Plumber this time. Raisin Boy there in time on the goal line. And the ball out as Plumber once again gets a shot. It's another double commit coming out from Steel Army. Raisin Boy is dead, which means Debit and Bear Blitz have to do their thing for a few seconds. While things kind of settle down here, as Pulp was really good across from Saikugo, but nothing doing this time. You see Debit gonna try and take over here with a 50 on Squizzball. But Plumber's gonna go up. Can he get back to this? He might. Bear Blitz just sends it right in the middle. It's a Rydog touch, to be fair, and it's just not good. You can tell what Bear Blitz wanted to do. He wanted to hit it to the corner, but just like his cross the countryman Rydog, he just puts it right in the middle. Quite unfortunate there, but still plenty of time. 90 seconds. You are a Steel Army fan, but they need a goal and they need it now. Debit and Bear Blitz, once again, it's just a double commit. These double commits are causing absolute chaos on the offensive end because they just don't have the boost and the manpower to go. Saikugo misses. Debit's going to go for a bump. Plumber, what a save. And that might have just saved them the game. Well, there's a lot of time left, but that was a key moment. You're on the East servers. Debit. It's going to be a fake. Raisin Boy is coming up now. Raisin Boy off his hand. It's a bump from Squizzball. Allows Plumber to come in. Really good bump there. Coming out as we see. Can we see a bump play? No, once again, it's Christian the Plumber. He's all over the place. Making his name known for MVP of the series. You see Debit can't quite get it over Saikugo. As there's going to be a bump from Christian the Plumber, but nobody there. Nobody there from Steel Army. Raisin Boy didn't believe, and that allowed B&G just to save themselves a few seconds to get boost and everything. You see Debit versus Plumber. Debit's going to win this one off to the side. Can Squizzball win it? No, it's going to be Raisin Boy. That's a key win there. Saikugo's going to be there to clear it out. Squizzball, that's a great touch. Is that on target? No, it's not, but it's going to keep the pressure going for B&G. Debit against Plumber. Plumber's going to win this time. 15 seconds left. Steel Army have to score with time on the clock, but their offense has just been so stagnant since game one. As these seconds tick down, we're going to see a 2-1 lead for B&G, the away team, showing up when it matters most, and they are one game away from controlling their own destiny. I mean, I said it during the match. Where is the offense for Steel Army? 6 goals in game 1 and just 3 games 2 and 3 combined. And I agree with Caesar. Chat, what happens now? I don't know. And truthfully, I think it just comes down to the double commits from Steel Army. They're just not in the places they need to be because of these double commits. They don't have the boost they have because of these double commits. I don't know. But nonetheless, they're going to need to see Papa Debit there at the top of the scoreboard rather than the bottom if they want to get back in this series. But this match, and of course each game in SGL, for all the new listeners, is a point. And so each game really matters, especially how close it is at the top. Just a reminder for everybody, before this match, Steel Army was on 30, B&G was on 29. Or something along those lines. There's a 1-point gap. And so right now, teams are tied. But then if LAFC wins this game, they go up 2. And that completely changes next week. And so this is an absolute must-win game for Steel Army. It's going to be awkward for Saikugo. Raisin Boy, we see a demo come out from Bear Blitz. Debit, can he get the double tap, triple tap? Not quite. As we see a rule 1 in net. It's going to be a 2v2 if teams hold until the first goal is scored. Squizzball is going to play this out to the corner. I'm not sure who that actually favors, but it's going to favor Debit. Not sure what was happening. We saw the demo cam. It's Bear Blitz. Gonna play it over to Debit. That's a fast shot, 79 miles an hour. And I would say the whole Maz like radar gun. I don't remember who it is, but sponsored by that guy. I think it's Alan or something. Maybe you can tell me in chat. And we can see hopefully some last misses Debit this time, getting a save to add to his goal. Thank you, Maz. Thank you. Yes. As we see a pinch come out, can Bear Blitz get there? No. Christian the Plumber and Squizzball combine. Was this a pinch? Oh no, Christian the Plumber actually just rocketed this ball. And Bear Blitz looking like he was going to the moon. Wrong moon, brother man. Get back into it, 1-1. So the early momentum for Steel Army is gone. You see Debit gonna get one more touch. Raisin Boy's gonna keep this in. It's another double commit. Or BNG as Bear Blitz this time is gonna keep it close, but Christian the Plumber is gonna get this one. Saikugo has to get a touch here and does. Excuse me, as his body's flying all over the place. Here comes Debit. Gonna be a solo play. Christian the Plumber can't get there. Can Raisin Boy tap it in? It doesn't matter. Debit, the dirty double. It's gonna give Steel Army the lead back, and this is exactly what you want if you're Steel Army. Get Debit on the ball, get him with boost, and get him in the orange half. See Squizzball off the kickoff, trying to play Christian the Plumber. Not gonna work out this time as Raisin Boy sends it to the moon to the other side of the field. And that is a really good pinch coming out from Plumber, but nothing doing this time. It's gonna be another demo and more chaos coming out for Steel Army as Bear Blitz doesn't get the touch that he wants. That ball's gonna go off the crossbar and Saikugo taps it in. What a play. We'll have to see if this was actually calculated. I don't think that's a shot, guys. I think that's a pass to himself. So props to Saikugo for getting that one off the crossbar. And once again, we have an even game in this game 3. Debit's gonna get dunked out by Squizzball. Raisin Boy is gonna play this up to the corner, but nothing doing this time. Debit's gonna take this out to the side. Christian the Plumber gets faked out, and here comes Raisin Boy going for a demo. That ball's gonna bounce down. Unless there's a read. Oh, Bear Blitz got a dunk off of the touch from Saikugo. So nothing doing this time as Debit's gonna play this one back. Raisin Boy off to the corner. Can Bear Blitz get there? No, Plumber is too quick. And he's too quick for Debit. Christian the Plumber. Just give this man the MVP. Debit was lost. Somebody find Uncle Deb. Matt saying in chat, this back and forth does not suit Steel Army. I agree. They need to keep the defense tight, but it has not been tight over the last few games as Debit and Saikugo are going to combine. Squizzball, can he get on the score sheet? No, Debit races back in time. Here comes Christian the Plumber. That's going to be a team bump. Bear Blitz is going to go up. Can he get the touch? No, what a touch from Saikugo. That ball is going to go out. Raisin Boy, can he get a touch? Saikugo again with another save. Can Bear Blitz turn on this? He can, but there's all 3 black and gold defenders are inside their own 18. Can we see some more chaos from Steel Army? And once again, it's going to be a double commit. That is not what you want. Bear Blitz is going to go first. Saikugo doesn't get the touch. Raisin Boy going to go for some bumps and some demos, cause some chaos. Here comes Christian the Plumber. Can he get the ball on target? He can't. Debit's going to take this one to the side with Mr. Bubbles boost. Going to play this into the middle. Who's going to be there? It's going to be Bear Blitz popping it up. Can Debit get back to it? No. Christian the Plumber is back in time, but you can see the counter-attacking mentality for BNG. It is very defensive right now, and they want to keep this lead at 1. Is Christian the Plumber, can he get back to this? No. Can somebody get back to this? Yes, it's going to be Debit. It's going to take his time as we see a double commit coming out from BNG, but it's going to work out for BNG this time. As Bear Blitz going to just let it be faked out. Plumber comes in once again with no boost. Debit, can he win the ball? Yes, he can. Bear Blitz, can he get a touch back? He can! Unbelievable from Bear Blitz! And that might be goal of the match so far. Unbelievable touch. And we are level at 3 with exactly 90 seconds left We have an absolute cinema. Once again, it behooves both teams. Of course, Steel Army want to finish this, or BNG rather, want to finish this now. Steel Army need a game to force it to 5. Bear Blitz coming up the attack again. Gonna steal a boost and go for demos. That's the chaos that they wanted. It's gonna be a pass back from Devin, and Raisin Boy comes up. And it's 4-3. That is where Steel Army thrives. It's with the chaos. And they just need to start creating more of it. And credit to BNG in games 2 and 3. They limited that chaos. But Christian the Plumber gets a great touch off the backboard. Saikugo is going to double up Bear Blitz. That's an awkward touch for everybody, but luckily Debit right there is going to get it in the meantime. Bear Blitz, can he go up the wall with it? He can. Debit's going to go up this time. Get a nice little touch. Can Raisin Boy finish this up? He can, but all 3 players go from Steel Army. What are they doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Saikugo says, thank you very much. We'll level this game back. Unbelievable. They're looking like Season 7 G2 right now. Just triple commit, quadruple commit. Who cares? Just go. See, awkwardness from Debit. Oh, it's going to be double commit from BNG. No immediate counterattack this time. Here comes Saikugo. He's going to play it to the corner. Bear Blitz and Debit trying to combine, but nothing doing this time. Bear Blitz gets a touch to the corner. Saikugo, squiz balls there! Where's Debit going? I don't know. Bear Blitz, that's probably not the touch you want. It doesn't do anything. Raisin Boy just jumped for it, and that might be it. What an absolute cinema. Still plenty of time. If you're a Steel Army fan, 22 seconds. You want this guy on the ball. Debit, can he get it by? Yes, he can, but what a save from Saikugo. I think that pass was just a little bit too early. Christian the Plumber's going to steal this around. It's a good demo from Raisin Boy. Bear Blitz and the Co have to go right now. Bear Blitz, can he get this ball off the backboard? No, Debit's going to play this up, and Steel Army have to keep this in the air. Raisin Boy's just going to play this back. This ball touches the ground. It's over. It's still up. What a save. Can Debit keep it up? Plumber gets this ball in the middle. Bear Blitz, can he keep it up? He can. Steel Army just have to keep this up, and it drops. And B and G control their own destiny going into match week 10. Unbelievable series from both teams. I sort of wish that game 4 was just like the other games in the series, but we saw lots of offense come out from both teams, so GG's all around. And once again, it is BNG taking the win here. And of course, everybody is wondering what that means for the league table. So we're gonna get that up on your screen as soon as Maz gets it up there. We'll let the production goat do his thing. But unbelievable. It's exactly what you want. If you're Steel Army, you got Debit, you got him on the ball. He was doing everything. It was just too much at the end of the day from BNG. But there is the live table right now. BNG overtaking Steel Army after Steel Army having it for basically the entire season. Unbelievable stuff. And of course, I don't want to discredit BNG because they played insane on the East Ping. After getting smacked in game 1, they regrouped and got themselves composed to get 3 straight game wins. And so once again there you see it. BNG now control their own destiny going into week 10. As I'm going to quickly find out who each of these teams play. We've got ECD versus BNG Old Timers. That could be a sleeper. That's 1v3. So that could be absolutely insane. There we go. Thank you, Maz. Week 10, ECD, BNG. That's the game that everybody's going to circle. And of course, EM Big Dogs and Steel Army there at the bottom. Of course, Steel Army absolutely have to win. There's no room for error there. And B&G just have to win, what, 2 games? I think it is. Maybe somebody do the math in chat. It's either 1 or 2 games, and they have it. So, unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. But I could talk about this all day, but we have another match that we're running a little late for, so my apologies. But we have another match for you. It's going to be that one in the middle of your screen there on the left. KC versus ECRC. Top 3 match. Or I think it's a top 3 match here in this second match. Nonetheless, this is another, not the championship game just like last time, or it could have been the championship game. This is just a top 3 matchup. This has huge implications as well. I'm gonna get into the match real quick. Hopefully that's the right thing. Yes, it is. And yeah, everybody put in chat right now who you think's gonna win this one, KC or ECRC. I think ECRC's been the hot team as of late. But I mean, KC have just rolled. Throughout the season. Only suffering 1 loss so far. We got Luis and ECRC in 5. Yep, bet your channel points. Who do we got? Oh, that's Steel Army B&G. Oh, that's the final one. That makes sense. I think there's another one. So check out the poll that they put in chat. Prediction started. Here we go. Who do we got? Get your channel points on the line. Get your channel points on the line. I like the Serrano and 3 Arglass. Okay. So KC sweep. So Caesar says KC in 5. Spanky, of course. ECRC. I don't know, man. Maz, who do you got? I know you're doing back end stuff, but let me know who you think when you get a moment. Tough to call. I know. I don't know either. ECRC in 5. I think so. KC in 5. This game, I'm seeing a lot of 5s other than Arglass, who thinks it's going to be a sweep for KC. We've got a lot of game 5s, and I think that just proves how even these teams are. And I know, truthfully, each game could be a toss-up. I think we've seen truthfully, I haven't seen KC play in a long time. I've seen ECRC. We played them, last week, 2 weeks ago. And so, yeah, obviously they beat us in 5. Really, really good team. So I'm going to maybe give them the edge just because of recency bias. I know, call me whatever you want, but KC, of course, have been doing their thing at the top of the table, so don't discredit them. But we've got 2 A-team lineups here in the Premier League going at it in a best of 5 to basically, put themselves in a really, really good spot to win the championship. / keep yourselves in the championship. So you see Howling Moon this time. Oh, and here we go. KC with the saves. It's Zach, or I think that's Smitty is who that's supposed to be. As we see a missed touch. Gojo, can he sneak it by? Funch, of course, gets the save. And KC starting right where they left off probably in every other series and getting some insane saves. As you see Serrano trying to play Zach there, but nothing doing this time. Funch is going to go up the backboard. He's going to play it again. Toe Death is going to sweep this one clear. But yeah, this one's going to be an absolutely high-powered matchup. We'll see. Can ECRC cause the chaos that they normally do, or are we going to see KC magic? We all know the mechanics coming out from KC are insane. Can they put it on display? Funch's last back. We'll call it a tactical backflip. It's good. Just want to play it over to Zach, but nothing doing this time. Once again, this game is being played on US Central, so not much of a ping advantage. As we see Howling Moon not getting the touch he wants. Maybe some nerves there. Coming from the youngster, the rookie. Gojo gonna hit it and quit it there. Allowing KC to come back up. Howling Moon gets another shot and a demo. That net is open. Toad can't get this one. That's gonna be an awkward bounce up. Once again, it's ECRC still on the attack. And Gojo is gonna be the first one to score for the boys from Seattle. That bounce is awkward as heck. And it's gonna be a small double commit from Serrano, and that was Funch. Gojo says clean up on aisle 1 for the first goal. of the series. Once again, we see Howling Moon. Can he get the double? No. Funch is going to clear this one out. Play this over to Zach. Zach, can he get these? Can he score some clips like he's put in the chat? Serrano off the backboard. Funch is going to keep this one alive. But Toad Death is having none of that. Gojo going to play it to himself off the ceiling. Nothing doing that time. Serrano keeping it in for Zach. Again, nothing there that time. Toad Death is going to play slow and win a 50 into the corner. That net is open for now. Funch does get back. And that call is going to be off the crossbar from Howling Moon. That's going to be one he wants back. And Zach, that's a very good touch to clear this one out in the end. Here comes Toad Death. 50 with Serrano. That ball's going to go the other side. Another boost steal from Zach. But Howling Moon is going to have this net open. Toad Death beating out Funch for the demo. In typical Toad fashion, believing Howling Moon and Gojo can get it done. And Howling Moon this time gets on the score sheet. So Gojo with the first, Howling Moon with the second. The dynamic twos duo showing up again. Here comes Gojo again. It's going to be an awkward ball for Funch. Serrano reads it cleanly though. The cleanest of touches from him, but Funch is going to clear this one out again. Here comes Zach. Going to pop it up to himself. Gojo going to go off the backboard. Flip reset from Zach. Oh, what a save from Toad Death. Rescuing Gojo. Gojo was in a really weird spot. Howling Moon's just going to play him to himself. Can he keep this ball in front of him? He can. But Zach is going to get this one to Serrano. Serrano, a little cheeky tap in. I think it was going wide anyway, so I think it needed to happen. Yes, absolutely. Serrano tapping it in. Getting KC on the board in this series. So the high-powered offense is showing up when it matters most. Howling Moon going to try and keep this in the corner. Can't quite do so. Toad Death is going to... Yep, absolutely. Get off the ceiling, brother. Than doing this time. It's a good win from ECRC. They tried to turn up the speed, but Gojo's going to play it right into KC. And no demos this time. Funch, ooh, he's going to play that back. That is going to go wide. Serrano is going to chase this one back and play it off to the side. Howling Moon is going to leave this for Toad Death. Tactically, Funch getting a 50 with Toad, playing it off to the corner. That ball's going to go up. Zach going to play it off the ceiling. That's a miss. We'll call it a fake for Serrano. Serrano was right underneath the ball. This Gojo, can he get the ball into the middle? No. Funch is going to pick up the boost and get the ball. In the meantime, Gojo, does he want to turn on this? No. He's going to leave it for Toad Death. He's going to 50 the ball out in the middle. Gojo and Funch come together. That's going to be played in the middle. Howling Moon and Toad Death connect. Toad Death trying to get on the score sheet. Doesn't happen this time. Funch is going to play it out this time. It's going to be awkward for Howling Moon. He gets a really good touch out to the corner. But here comes Serrano and co. Off the crossbar. Great touch from Howling Moon to clear this one out. Can he go again? Funch, great demo to open things up. But Toad Death is going to play that one out to Gojo to kind of relieve that pressure for ECRC. 30 seconds left. Serrano to the corner. Howling Moon's going to steal the boost from him in a really tactical way to not let him continue with that attack. Funch on the sidewall with Toad. That's going to be 50 straight across. Can Howling Moon play this one? That's going to go right back to the corner, right where Funch is hanging out. He's going to pick up the boost, but it's going to be a huge clearance from Gojo. And KC have to do this in the air if they want to steal this game. Howling Moon's going to play this to the corner. Toad Death to the ceiling. Can Serrano 50 it? He is, and is that going to be it? Gojo, what a save! Funch is up this time. Gojo with the win, and that ball's going to die. What a scary, scary moment for ECRC. But they are going to do it in game one. Of course, Howling Moon, the rookie, showing up when it matters most. 2 saves, 1 assist, 1 goal. Really scrappy from both teams there to kind of start things off. Just kind of feeling each other out, if you will. But I hate to say it. I think I got to give Gojo the man of the match just for that save at the end. That would have been super, super awkward. All Toad had to do was just literally kill the ball. And he ended up playing it into the middle where, or I guess almost own goaling. But nonetheless, it is going to be a 2-1 victory for ECRC and giving them the lead in the series. is I'm going to bring up the Prem table because I want to. And there were some matches played earlier this week, so I'm not going to worry about those right now, I think. Let's grab this one. There we go. Yeah, it's number 2 versus number 3 right now. 1 point separating these two teams. ECRC 27, KC 26. Of course, KC does have the game in hand. And so, of course, the stats are a little bit swayed in KC's favor. But another point for ECRC. Going to bring them closer and closer to that top spot. Serrano's going to fake this out for Zach. Zach's going to play this one, and not to himself. We'll call him a fake. As I'm getting Discord messages behind the scenes. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the link, but let's get back into this game. Serrano going to play this one under the corner. I think he got a flip, but can't use it. It's going to be a fake out from Toe Death. Howling Moon's going to play this one. Can he get back to it? No. Zach with a very good cut. Gojo, can he get back to this one? He can. He's going to play it out with no boost and win a 50 on Serrano. Toad Death off the ceiling. Can he get a double? It's going to be awkward, but Zach with a really good touch to get that one out of harm's way for now. But once again, it's ECRC kind of on the prowl right now, as we're going to see two players kind of in the same area rotate out. Serrano is going to play this one to Zach, the duo. Zach and Serrano combining for Casey's first goal the other way. It was Serrano, or it was Zach to Serrano, and now it's the other way. Serrano to Zach. So there we go. Once again, Casey looking so much better going into this game too. Toadeth with the demo on Funch, but Zach still has the ball in the orange half. Gets a touch. Serrano just keeping this in. Howling Moon. It's going to get the boost steal, but there's still just a lot of chaos going on. Punch is going to play this one across. Gojo is going to be there. He's going to keep the ball. It's not going to be the best of touch. Toadeth says, just get this out of here and reset, please. Howling Moon's going to play this off the backboard. Can Zach get the read? No, he can't. Serrano's going to bail him out this time. Howling Moon try to get some demos on the way out, but Funch is going to clear this out. Here comes Gojo. Going to try and get some bumps. They're causing Casey to jump, but nothing's biting right now. So once again, Zach and Funch and Co. We're going to clear this one out as we see a double commit coming out from Gojo and Howling Moon, but nothing doing this time. Funch is going to turn on this. Howling Moon with a really good cut and a really good demo from Gojo is going to open some things up, but Serrano, the ball just fell right to him. This is going to be a bump from Howling Moon. Serrano onto Howling Moon. It's going to be a miss from Gojo. Funch will call it a fake. Serrano going to play it infield to Zach. Can Zach get there? It's going to go off the backboard. Off the backboard again. Serrano, can he get around it? No. Toadeth is going to play this out to Howling Moon. Howling Moon, can Gojo get there? No. He kind of bails on it. Funch is going to pick up his boost in the corner. Howling Moon once again. Serrano and Funch pinch it out. Funch is going to get the demo, so no immediate counterattack for ECRC. That's going to be a good boost steal from Zach. Zach and Serrano going to try and combine. No. Gojo is going to play this, and Serrano with a huge beat. Is that going to be on target? It is. Howling Moon did not realize he was the last one back, and Serrano doubles the lead for KC. Yeah, I'm not sure what the comms were like there, but Howling Moon was the last one back and just couldn't quite get it. So it's going to be 2 goals for KC as we see Howling Moon trying to get back on the offensive end. Funch is going to clear this out in a really weird way, but it does the job. Toadeth, can he get the double? No, it's going to be cleared out by Zach. Zach up to Serrano. Serrano, can he get the clear? No, Howling Moon's going to answer right there. Funch over to the side. Gojo. It's going to go solo on this, and that net is open. If Serrano can get there, he can't. Gojo is going to have to deficit. I'm not sure what happened to Zach here. Did he get bumped or something? No, he just went for midfield boost and trusted Serrano with his life, and Gojo actually ended up going for a dunk there, but Serrano just never hit the ball. And so we have a similar scoreline to game 1, but with plenty of time on the clock left. Howling Moon, that's a huge dunk. Is that going to be on target? It might be. No, it's not. It's just wide. Zach actually spun out. Toadeth, too far. Plays it out to the left wall. Gojo's going to keep this in. Funch is going to play this off to the side. Can get back to this. He can for one more. Pinch it out with Serrano, but Howling Moon is right there and doesn't get the ball or the boost. Gojo's going to play this one infield. Toe Death. Here comes the speed from ECRC. Howling Moon. That net is open. And Howling Moon is going to get himself on the score sheet and his team back on level terms. Zach was there, just flipped around a net with no boost. So that shot to the near post goes in, and we are level at 2 with just over a minute to go. We'll call it a calculated kickoff from ECRC. Gojo. We'll try and play this off to the side. Zach's going to control this. Toe Death up very, very early, which is what you need to do. And Serrano, that's going to be really awkward. Funch going to get back to it this time he can. Gojo going to play it off the ceiling, but Toe Death was going for a bump, but still somehow gets back to that ball. Toe Death keeping this ball in. Under a minute left. Still locked at 2. Zach off his own backboard, trying to go for the flip reset. Got it, but really nowhere to go. Gojo, is that going to be on target? And with the help of Funch, it is Gojo. Doubling his goal tally. After the pass from Howling Moon, what an angle from Gojo. Of course, got a little bit of help from Funch there, but it's a really, really good shot. And that allows the lead to come back for ECRC. Funch is going to try to win this one off of Toe Death. Toe Death with a huge clear. Serrano, that ball's going to be on target. Howling Moon and Gojo both go, so it's not going to be an immediate counterattack for ECRC. Here comes Zach with the flip reset. Gojo pinches it out all the way to the side. Funch is going to have to clear this one. And does so very, very well. A 50 in the midfield. I think going so far. Zach is just going to kind of play this up, but I think doing this time. KC have to score with time on the clock. Here comes Serrano. Not the touch that he wanted. Gojo's going to play this across to Toe Death. And they're just going to try and kill. Toe Death is going to kill this ball. This ball's, well, I guess it's still up. Now it's down. Serrano kills it. And it's 2-0 ECRC. And once again, just to reiterate how important this match is. ECRC have 27 points and KC have 26. Granted, KC does have a game in hand, so any points right now gained for KC will obviously be a good thing and just kind of separate themselves away from the pack. But yeah, that top 3 race is very, very tight. We'll see. We'll take a look at the league table officially after this match concludes. But yeah, really, really good play from Howling Moon. Once again, the MVP, after struggling early in that match, kind of gets his axles, his footing, his wheels, if you will. And I'm going to now leave because my dad jokes are bad. But credit to ECRC. They've looked really good, even though giving up those goals early, coming back and fighting back. And getting the 2-0 lead for the boys from Seattle. This is a big game for both teams. ECRC could cement themselves as title favorites if they get this sweep. KC need a reverse sweep to get the maximum amount of points. So we'll see what game changes they make. Serrano off to the side. It's going to be a lot more speed coming out for KC. Funch going to try to play this in as Gojo's going to take the boost from Serrano. Keeping this ball in. Gojo's going to kind of just play this to the side. Zach, not the touch he wanted, but he's going to get a double on it. Just not really anything to do there as Howling Moon choosing to go for the boost. Funch is going to keep this ball in the middle. Here comes Zach, going to try and slow it down. No flip reset. As Serrano comes in, but there's going to be no fallout from KC at the moment. Here comes Funch. Funch, well, he probably got a flip, just didn't use it. Gojo is going to be a rare miss from him. Howling Moon's going to have to rush back and does. Toe Death luckily was there net in case everything went sideways. But good challenge from Howling Moon. Funch winning the ball in and Zach getting a demo on Gojo. You see Serrano trying to get this one on target. Nothing doing this time. Serrano gonna try and go solo. Can he beat the last defender? No, it's gonna be a commit from Zach. Funch, can he get this one on target? No. Serrano opts to not hit that one, but we'll hit this one and keep it in. Funch with a good cut there. This has been all KC to start game 3, just nothing to show for it. Here comes Toad Death and Gojo. Serrano's gonna save this one out to the side. The first true look from ECRC. Second true look, it's gonna be saved out by Funch. Howling Moon playing across from Toad Death, and Serrano says, I've had enough of that, and we'll get a demo. Zach is gonna go this one up. No, he's gonna leave it for Serrano. That ball might be on target, but Gojo's already up, and it was soft enough to not challenge anything. Fake flip reset. Doesn't really have the boost. It's gonna cause a double commit coming out from KC, but I think Funch getting that boost is gonna kind of stall things out. Toad Death off to the side. Howling Moon ended up going for a demo. That's not really gonna do much at the end of the day, but he's gonna get another one as well. Serrano's gonna have to rush back and defend this ball. It's gonna be Gojo off the side ceiling. No, he's gonna stay off the ceiling, and that ball got flicked off by Zach. Zach is up there. He's gonna try and play it down, just didn't angle this car correctly. Get the ball in the middle. Funch was a really high third man, but he's gonna get the challenge that he needs to keep the ball going for KC rather. Funch doesn't really read it well off the ceiling, nor does Toad Death, who ran out of boost, but Gojo's gonna try and keep this as close as possible. Here comes Serrano and Zach going for the same ball, but nothing doing this time. So that's gonna be, we'll call it a fake out, and it's gonna be a dunk from Zach, and KC take the lead in this pivotal game 3. Howling Moon just tried to play it up, and Zach said, I got you red all day. Once again, it's KC with the lead early. Or I guess over halfway, I shouldn't say early. But it is a lead in game 3. Toad Death is going to leave this one for Gojo. Gojo, can he get this one? No, Funch, what a save. Howling Moon is going to try and play this back to Toad Death, who's going to keep it in. But Funch is going to get a clear on target. Can Zach get a touch? Who he does. But Gojo was right there in time. These teams looking like the top teams they are. That's a demo from Zach on Gojo after getting the flip. Here comes Funch. That ball's on target. Howling Moon and Toad Death both go. That's another demo from Funch. And Serrano says, thank you very much for the open net. I will gladly take it. Yeah, that double commit kind of caused some chaos in the demo from Funch. Howling Moon not in the right spot after that challenge, and it's going to be a 2-0 lead for KC. Can KC get back in this series? So far in game 3, they look like they can. Howling Moon off to the side. He's going to get it by 1. Zach's going to play this one around. No, he's going to go off his own backboard, get a flip reset, but didn't quite do much with it. Funch is going to come up this time, who's looked very well after looking a little bit shaky in the first few games. Toad Death, Zach off to the side. Gojo with a good clearance past midfield. Toad Death stealing boost, and can Howling Moon put this one on target? No, Serrano is there. Can he follow it up? No, Howling Moon this time halves the deficit with 50 seconds left. This game is not over yet. Serrano with a really good touch. Funch just didn't have the boost or the momentum to go for it. Nonetheless, it is going to be 2-1 going into the final minute of this one. Serrano off his own backboard, gonna get challenged by Gojo. Howling Moon is already up. He's gonna play it by 1. Gojo, can he get back to this? No. Zach does very well, and he's gonna clear it out as far as he can. Toad Death, ooh, not the catch he wanted. That looks like a right dog catch, if we're being honest. Here comes Funch. Can he get on the score sheet? No, it's a good shot though. Howling Moon is gonna clear it out, but this pressure from KC is just unrelenting right now. It's Funch. Can he get this one? No, he can't. But 16 seconds of Serrano, Toad Death battling on the side. Serrano's going to win that one. This Gojo needs to win this one and does. It's a double commit coming out from ECRC with 10 seconds left. Gojo, can he get the ball? No. Zach is going to keep this one on the ground, and I think he's going to put in another one with 2 seconds left. And that is going to do it. KC survive to live another day, and we will see a game 4. I just think the comms let ECRC down a little bit in that game 3 of Serrano. Can he get a 4th one? No. Ball's going to drop. Yeah, just a little bit of comms issues from ECRC. That double commit from Toad Death and Howling Moon there just opened up the gateways for Funch to get the demo, Serrano to get that open net, and that ultimately was led to the winning goal for KC. But yes, KC looking a lot better in that game 3 to keep themselves alive here. And once again, KC still do have a game in hand, so of course they're kind of even right now, if you will, in the standings. But of course, getting a series win here would kind of propel them forward even more at the top of the table. And of course, for ECRC, they've gotten 2 points, and so if they end up getting reverse swept here, which frankly I think this was just a fluke game, but if they do end up getting reverse swept, they've got the maximum amount of points that they possibly can from this series without winning. So obviously that is a good thing, but of course that's not what they want. They want to finish this thing in 4 and avoid Champions Field. We are here at the Coliseum for game 4. I'm going to hit spectate and not join teams. And here we go. No subs for either team. Both teams have their top lineups. And here we go. Game 4. Once again, ECRC. If they win, series over. Done. Dusted. KC wins. We're going to Champions Field. We have a car switch from Gojo. He's getting back in the Fennec. Here comes Howling Moon. Can he get up to it? He can, but Serrano's going to get there first, though. See, haven't seen much of Toad Death, to be honest, in this series, and I think that's props to KC for doing their thing. We've seen a lot of Howling Moon, though. He's going to clear this one out. Zach with a very good cut. Can he get back to this? He can. That's going to be one extra touch. Nobody's going to be there to follow up. It's going to be a double commit coming out for ECRC. Toad Death's going to pick up the boost, so no immediate counterattack here. Toad Death, very good patience there. And very good dunk, but that's going to go right to Zach. Zach going to play it up to Serrano. Another double commit coming out for ECRC. Is that going to affect anything in the meantime? Might be a demo coming out for Cauldron. No, nothing doing yet. Toad Death, a very key win there as last man. He's going to get another shot and does. Funch is going to play this one off the backboard. Toad Death off to the side. As Funch, here comes the demo man. Kind of like Bear Blitz in that last game if you stayed with us. Serrano, what a shot, but one equally better save from Howling Moon. As Gojo will call it a fake out. Howling Moon does not get the touch he wants, and Toad Death will have to bail him out in the meantime. As Gojo doesn't get the midfield boost the first time, but has really good patience for Toad Death. But Zach read it all the way. Zach, another touch. No, lost his flip. Serrano's going to play this one in the middle. Funch chooses not to go for that one, as Gojo's going to get a flip reset off the backboard, and that's going to be awkward. Serrano gets there in time. Toad Death is dead, so that means it's a 2v0 if Serrano can get this ball across, and he does after the second touch, but not after the KC boys already committed. Here comes Gojo, a tight angle flick and gets it. Gojo, what a catch, what a dribble, and what a flick. And it is 1-0 to Seattle. Over the past few weeks, man, Gojo has looked completely different player than we're used to him seeing. He has slotted into this ECRC team quite nicely. And frankly, has been more freed up to kind of do what he does best. And I think that's why they're having so much success. Of course, you see Howling Moon more of a third man now. Kind of commanding things from the back, as you see Serrano going to call it a back pass out to Zach, but that's a huge win for Gojo. It's not going to be threatening by any means at the moment, but Howling Moon's going to play this over to Toad Death. Toad Death, can he get it on target? That's the threatening action. Howling Moon, what a pass to Toad Death. Had to really stretch for that one, at least it looked like. It's a really good jump from him to get around the ball and hit it to the left. And ECRC just at the halfway point have a 2-0 lead on KC. Howling Moon, tactical backflip, we'll call it. Toe Death cleared this one out. Serrano, can he get there? No, Zach, that's a good touch. Howling Moon to himself. No, Toe Death is going to play it back, but avoid getting hit from Funch. Gojo's going to play this. Zach with a demo on Toad. Once again, Zach trying to get physical this time. Toe Death. Howling Moon stuck on the backboard. Another bump coming out from KC, but nothing doing this time. Serrano just going to play this up and allow everybody to reset. Toe Death just gets it straight back to Serrano. Funch is up. Can he get a touch? No. He can't. Gojo's going to try and play this out. The fake boomer ball. It's going to allow him to steal boost on the side. Here comes Serrano. Funch is last back. That's going to be awkward, and I don't think Howling Moon realized it. Nonetheless, 90 seconds left. Gojo off to the side. On target. Toe Death going to play this out. Zach with a backflip save on Howling Moon. Serrano's going to have to get a good clearance out, but it's going to be bailed out by Gojo's miss. Serrano and Funch and Co. up the attack, but no, it's going to be a huge clear from Howling Moon to kind of reset things for both teams. Zach doesn't get the touch he wants. Howling Moon off to Gojo, and that's 3, and that is the nail in the coffin. ECRC are looking to take this in 4. And yes, for those following along, the Pacers did something cool. I think Halliburton is doing Halliburton things, but let me get back in this series. KC have to score really with like, well, they got to score time left, but they got to score with like 40 seconds-ish so they can kind of get back in this game. But Gojo going to get a flip reset. Nothing doing this time after getting bumped by Serrano. Zach, Howling Moon, off to the side. It's going to be a good fake challenge, not allowing Serrano to boom it. Gojo, off to the side. Can he beat Funch? No. Howling Moon just keeping this ball in the corner. That's going to be a miss from Serrano, and Zach is going to unfortunately put this one in. And that, I think, is the nail in the coffin officially. ECRC are taking it in 4 and are propelling themselves to provisional pole. I think. Maybe. Maybe they're tied with EM. I think they're tied with EM, actually. But nonetheless. Funch is going to get this ball off to the side. Serrano is going to put this in for 4-1. And if they can do that maybe one more time within the next 8 seconds, I might have some belief. But after that kickoff win, this might be a formality at this point, although we don't want to see overcommits coming out from ECRC. Toadeth's going to play this off to the side. Funch getting it back in the middle. Serrano, that ball is going to go crossbar down and out. What a save! But Funch is going to be there to finish it off, so maybe not done quite yet. It's a good follow-up from Funch, but I think it's maybe a little bit too late. Yeah, they do. Cauldron do need a kickoff goal right now, but it's not going to come. Howling Moon's going to grab that midfield boost, and I think that is going to do it. ECRC go provisional poll on the table after starting like 1-3 or 1-2, I guess, or maybe even 0-2. They have come back and took the league by storm and are sitting pretty at the top. ECRC in 4. But man, they just look like I mean, truthfully, they look like the best team in the league right now. It doesn't even look close. Taking down Cauldron just like that. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. Well, I'll keep y'all posted if we do interviews or anything like that. But what a day we've had. What a day we've had. We've had 2 high-profile matchups. One in Prem, one in the championship. And honestly, I couldn't ask for a better night. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Unbelievable stuff so far. I'm gonna go check out if we have any interviews. We might have one coming from the winners, ECRC. Cool, yeah. Maz, let's bring up the league table. Let's show everybody what we got and what that means. Both matches tonight, of course, we started with BNG and Steel Army there over on the right-hand side in the championship. BNG taking the 3-1 win over Steel Army, propelling themselves to first place in the league table. And of course, with that being their week 9, week 10 being their last week being the championship, BNG control their own destiny. And so very much good for them going into week 10 when that happens in a few weeks' time. And of course, they're on the left-hand side, the match we just concluded, ECRC taking down KC Cauldron. Of course, KC still have that game in hand. So there is, it's not super even there at the moment, but nonetheless, ECRC provisional poll in the meantime. But we are going to have some interviews, so we're going to get those set up very, very shortly. I'm going to talk to my good IRL buddy, Mr. Howling Moon. Wants to pop in here eventually. I think he's, yep, in the waiting room. We'll drag him in here in a second. Mr. Connor, Mr. Howling Moon. How are we doing, brother man?
Doing pretty good. How are you guys?
We're great. Saw some great Rocket League. Can't complain. Obviously, congrats on the win. That's a huge result for you guys, going now provisional poll up to the top at the moment. I guess how are the team vibes?
The vibes are super good. Today, I think especially, I don't know if you guys noticed, but definitely between the last couple matches, I feel like our rotations specifically today were quite good. We had a couple of them that just resulted in goals just based on our rotations and breaking down the other team's defense. So I think that we're feeling good. I think we also got the perfect amount of practice. We weren't coming in with like too many hours in the game already today, but we had just enough practice to be warm by the time we played. So it was good.
No, you guys looked really good, and I mean, obviously, I think you were like officially like the MVPs, at least of the first 2 games that you guys won. I mean, talk to me about your role a little bit on the team, because at least from my perspective, you're hardcore third manning at times, but that allows you to kind of pick up boost and kind of read the situation, and then it actually kind of propels your attack in a way. So I guess, was that planned, or is that just kind of where you've settled in?
Not exactly planned. I think you'll notice that I think just as a third man, I tend to play quite further back in the last couple of games. I've just noticed that we're pretty efficient when we at least have somebody like pretty far back, because any sort of big clear can get taken by that person and give your team time to get back. I feel like I've been taking a third man like further back role recently, and it's been working out for us. It's also just been really good just to make it clear who our 2 guys up are, you know. I'll even say in comms, you can ask the teammates, like, I'm third man. I've been starting to do that recently for myself, just to like make sure I'm not over committing and, you know, having the ball over our heads in the net.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I think, unbiased aside, I think you guys look like the best team in the league, and I had my fact checkers check this. You guys started 0-2 to start the season, and you guys have come back for 7 straight wins. I mean, did anything change between, you know, obviously match day 2 and match day 3, which was probably like 15,000 months ago, but I mean, what caused this 7-game win streak?
I mean, it's been rinsed and repeated a couple different times, but 100% just gelling as a team. You know, me replacing and coming on the roster definitely shook things up a bit, and so I think we have been getting into our group together. And you know, those first couple games, I think we came in just with high ranks on each of our accounts, assuming that, you know, oh, we'll be good if we come into this game, and I think that it proved quite wrong, and that we lost those first 2 games and we realized, all right, we need to put in the practice hours. And ever since we've been practicing, the more chance we have to practice, the more you're going to see us have these rotations on lock and games doing well. So excited for the future as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you guys look absolutely insane, and honestly, I think you guys are right now my pick to kind of win the league. But now your focus kind of shifts a little bit, because I think we have a a cup week next week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and find that right now because why not? I
I'm
think
actually
you guys
excited for
play
that.
EM. Is that right? You guys play a Matador?
That is a great
Yeah.
question. I'm gonna
Yeah, you
take you
do.
at your word on that one.
Yeah, I just found the bracket. Yeah, you guys play EM next week in the lower semis.
Very
Uh,
nice.
how are you guys feeling about that? Obviously, you guys are doing really well in league. You had an unfortunate result to TA in the upper quarterfinals of the first match. I was like forever ago, but obviously you guys are a completely different team.
Right. Looking into the cup match, honestly, I am in particular excited for those because I have been getting bored of regular Rocket League recently, and anytime I'm on the game by myself, you will see me queuing solely into 2s hoops, 3s rumble, and some nice little, what was the last one? Oh,
Today?
drop shot.
Oh, drop shot,
Yeah,
yeah.
so those ones in particular, I've been grinding a lot. My goal is to hit Grand Champ and all those. So Gojo and I've been running some hoops. Me and Toad have been running some hoops, starting to get on that grind as well, so that if people are picking those extra game modes, we're ready to fight in those as well.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because not a lot of people put the thought and the time into those extra game modes, but that's really good that you guys are doing that. But yeah, I guess Mr. Howling Moon, thanks for joining us in the booth. We appreciate it up here, and I guess before we let you go, we'll just give you the floor.
Yeah. Well, first off, thanks to you commentators for always commentating and making the league good. And then thanks again to the team, of course. Well, let's just continue getting it. And yeah, GG's to the other boys on the other side. So it was fun.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, this was Howling Moon from ECRC. Connor, have a good night, my man. I'm sure I'll talk to you soon, but I'm sure the league will also talk to you a little bit next week.
Alrighty, sounds great. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, so that was Howling Moon, humble as ever. And yeah, like I said, I know him personally, and he's obviously a great dude. I love that man. But they've looked so good, as you guys can now see. Once again, a look at your league table as we get ready for the next interview, which I believe is going to be Mr. Serrano on the other side of things for KC. Serrano, welcome in. And kind of an unfortunate result tonight. I guess talk us through kind of, did ECRC throw you off a little bit? Were you guys just not on your game? Kind of what happened?
Nah, we just wasn't on our game. I'm especially gonna speak for myself. Like in defense, I wasn't just getting rid of the ball. I wasn't clearing it. I was trying to take my time and dribble out. It just wasn't working because somebody would throw their face at the ball, pinch to the middle, and it's a goal. So I should just been clearing it. But other than that, yeah, we just wasn't on it today.
And I hate to say it, but I think that's respect to you guys, because I think we all know as a league how good mechanically you are and how good Zach/Schmitty is, and even Funch holding down the back line at times. I think that's just respect to you guys of like, hey, we can't let them get the ball in space and time and boost and all that sort of stuff, because they're just going to clip, on us. So honestly, take that. I guess it's obviously tough being a mechanical player, not having kind of those things, but yeah, I guess talk to me about, I guess, what you expected from them, because obviously they've been on I don't know if you knew this, they're now on a 7-game win streak, and they've looked like a completely different team, maybe from the first time you saw them. I guess, what was like kind of the pre-match vibes of kind of how you were going to deal with this ECRC team?
I'm not sure we really had a plan. It was just go in there and just play the game, do what we always do, and I guess it didn't work this time. So, yeah, wasn't really that much thought going into it. I mean, we knew like there'd be some bumps, some demos, and obviously there were, but like, I guess try not to panic all that much. But our offense wasn't as stellar as I would have wanted it to be, and I'd say that's why we lost, because we just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I think part of that is due to ECRC's defense a little bit. I think they've looked obviously better as of late, and just not allowing teams to get in. I think earlier in the season they were letting up lots of goals at times, and they've been really focusing on that and kind of locking that down. And I guess kind of moving forward now, Serrano, you guys have a cup match against yours truly, Timbers Army. In that upper final, I guess, what's the mental headspace? Of course, tough loss tonight, but what's the headspace kind of going into that match?
I don't know, bruh. Just take it a week at a time. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Fair enough. Man, a few words. But yeah, I guess Serrano, if you have anything else, feel free to shout it out. We're gonna give you the floor.
As usual, shout out teammates. We didn't win this time, but you know, appreciate y'all sticking it out. We'll do better next week or in the future, whoever we play. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Maz, shout out you, keeping up the production. Shout out the other team, played good. Made me look like a bronze in defense a little bit, but yeah, that's about it. Thanks for having me though.
Yeah, thanks for popping in, Serrano. Like I said, keep your head high. You've got huge matches coming up once next week in the cup, and then of course beyond as well. You guys are not out of the title race just yet, so keep that head high, because you guys still got some work to do. So
For sure. Appreciate it.
yep, have a good night, Mr. Serrano.
You too.
That was Serrano from KC. Yeah, once again, they're not out of this just yet. They have that game in hand going in. So of course, if they once ECRC is on their off week and KC win, I mean it's dead even. It's dead even at the top. And of course, if you guys just tuned in, you missed an absolute banger. We had 2 matches tonight. We had, of course, what you just saw, ECRC and KC Cauldron. We also had a championship match, Steel Army and BNG there at the top right hand corner of your screen, and we're gonna bring in Mr. Debit at some point to get himself in here from Steel Army to talk about that match. Debit, I guess for me, since I've been here all night, it seems like a long time ago, but kind of an unfortunate result for you guys after starting game 1 so strong.
Yeah, honestly, way it turned out, game 1 pretty well, delivering pressure really well. They definitely weren't responding to the physical play very well, but you know, they were adapting pretty hard over there, and we tried to come back, but no, they just held firm. They played well.
Yeah, they did, and truthfully, I thought you guys had, you know, with the ping advantage and everything, I thought you guys would have kind of a slight edge there, and I think obviously after game 1, I mean, you guys looked really, really good. I guess what in your eyes kind of happened in between game 1s and 2? Was it more you guys just not performing well? Was it Black Army just kind of making some adjustments?
A little bit of both. A little bit of us getting comfortable with where we were at, and also I would say they definitely unleashed the plumber a lot more on us. He was definitely way more willing to go up for a lot of the opportunities. Saikuga was doing a lot of that damage in the cup, but then they officially sent out Plumber to do more of that work, and then Squizzball, I swear that dude is like built for offense, but maybe not the other side of the field. That dude can rip a shot from anywhere, so if they set one of them, they were good to go.
Yeah, Squizzball, kind of an unsung hero, if you will. Like I feel like we talk about Saikugo and we talk about Christian the Plumber quite a bit as a league, right? And you just can't forget about Squizzball, man. He's the glue. He kind of does what he needs to do to let the others shine. But I think that's almost just as important for a team like that. And obviously, I mean, game 4, you guys stepped up. It looked really good. You guys, I think the big part of it was you were just on the ball more, right? You scored early in that game. You had, you know, solo plays off the sidewall. I guess without giving too much away, I guess what happened maybe in those games 2s and 3s that like didn't allow you to get in those similar situations that you were in game 1 and in game 4?
Without giving away too much, we had to figure out who was best suited for, you know, which rotation. Because I think we all have like different individual like skill sets. So we started fitting like tailor-made compared to, you know, like what games 2 and 3 were. I tried to be more of a generic approach, but then we had to be a bit more specific in game 4. And I think the results definitely showed for themselves, and then just mistakes took over after that. So I think that's like probably what I would say about what happened there.
Fair enough, fair enough. And unfortunately, I do have to say that that might have
Do you
cost
have to?
I won't say it. I won't finish that thought. You guys have somebody next week.
Big
I can't
Dogs.
remember. Big Dogs. That's right, Ian. Big Dogs. How are you guys feeling going into that match? Knowing, of course, it's the last week of the season. Given where the table's at, you guys have to win to keep your title hopes alive.
We do have to win, but honestly, I think I'm most just disappointed in the fact that we don't get to have Skyline in the booth after him commentating one of our series before. We get to play against him this time. Wonderful player to have, but I really want him in the booth because his one-liners are just, yeah, they're just incredible. But no, they're always fun to play. You play him a lot in private lobbies, so it'll be fun to play him in a more, I guess, like competitive setting. And yeah, it's honestly not even about looking at the table at this point. Like, we knew what we had to do, and then we just didn't do it this time around. So it's hard to focus on like what B&G or like whatever or whoever they have to face, like what they have to do. It's more like, let's just go out there and have fun. Then we'll gear up for the cup or something like that. See what we can do there.
Yeah, nice. Because yeah, obviously you guys are still in the cup. I think what you guys play them next week in the cup too.
We have
is that what
LV, and then whoever wins that plays Black and Gold.
That's what it is. Yep. So you guys play LV, I guess. How are you guys feeling going into that match? Because I think that one's next week, and then your week 10 match is going to be after that. So how are you guys feeling going into the cup?
Really good actually. We're pretty confident in most of the modes that we're at right now, and David and I had actually been talking a bit just about just like getting the run back against each other. We know our teams are a lot closer than they used to be now. So honestly, we're both excited for this, and we're both very ready for the competition that lies ahead of us. Whoever ends up winning that lower final over there. So I'm ready to go.
Good. Yeah. No, it should be an absolute fun one. The cup matches, all the cup matches, as we kind of whittle down into kind of the final 3, final 4 teams. So should be very exciting then. I guess Mr. Devitt, before we let you go, we'll give you the floor. So it's yours.
All right. Well, honestly, shout out to my teammates. You made this a hell of a season. I know we still got a couple more weeks ahead of us, but it's awesome being part of this, being part of celebrating the Hounds and being with you all through this. So big shout outs to them. Shout outs to Red Force specifically. Unnamed, but people say happy birthday to him. I'm going to out him here instead of in general. So
Is it birthday today?
It was yesterday, but I guess we didn't want to overshadow Blind, so.
Fair enough. I'm typing it right now. There it is.
He's gonna hate me for this, but he deserves the love.
Yeah. Well, no, he does. I mean, obviously he's a valued member of our community as well, just like Blind is as well. So, nonetheless, yes, we'll give him his flowers. But yeah, thanks for coming in, Devitt. Unfortunate result, but you guys have some big matches coming up, so we'll see you next week.
Yep, we'll look forward to next time. Peace out, guys. Thank you for doing this.
Peace. And that was Mr. Devitt from Steel Army. Once again, unfortunate result for them tonight, but they'll be back for the cup. Like he said, they have a lower quarterfinal match next week. As we kind of take a look here at what went on tonight. Of course, we had the match day 9 schedule for the championship there over on the right hand side of your screen. We had LV and EC Defiance on Monday, taking care of business there and kind of solidifying themselves into that third spot. And of course, we just saw tonight Steel Army, unfortunate result against B&G Old Timers, who looked very, very good, who climb to the top of the table and control their own destiny for the championship in a few weeks' time. And so we're going to look at match day 10 here for the Premier League, which will also feature tonight. We had Rebellion and Eternal on yesterday, and the New England boys take care of business there 3-1. But Seattle does get their revenge in the form of ECRC taking down KC Cauldron, of course, as we saw earlier tonight, and propel themselves to first in the league table right now, which we're going to pop over to right now. One more time, just in case you were just tuning in, we can kind of see how things are looking right now. Once again, ECRC climbing to the top. For now, EM and KC do have that game in hand at the moment. So we'll see kind of where everything falls later this week and to the following weeks as well. And of course, like I said, BNG control their own destiny going into the last week of the season in 2 weeks' time, as I think BNG are going to play EC Defiant. So that's a huge match in itself, 1 versus 3, and then Steel Army close it out with EM Big Dogs to see if they can try and sneak their way back up into that championship first place. But what a night that we had tonight, guys. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you stuck around for one game or both, thank you so much for tuning in. We've got some more action later this week. We've got a few more games to be scheduled, so stay tuned in the Discord for those as they get scheduled. But for Maz behind the scenes, my name is Raydog. Once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.